All right, so today we're going to be working on nothing in this shot. We're going to be working on the wife's truck, fixing the exhaust. So first thing I gotta do is get this out of here and get some of this stuff out of here so I can nose that into the shop. I did build the exhaust in previous episodes, but it was just a quick, really poorly done exhaust. I'm not redoing the whole exhaust right now, but it keeps blowing out the driver's side collector gasket. So what I think happened was I didn't have that collector completely tight when I built the exhaust. So I actually built the exhaust too narrow and leaned in a little bit. So I need to cut it apart there, put all new gaskets in, tighten it all up, and then re-weld it. We're also going to try to pull out the driver's side header and put in gaskets there because it keeps blowing out header gaskets because all the manifold bolts, two of them are broken, one on the very front, one on the very back. Now that I have a better welder, I might try to weld some nuts to those and back them out and put new bolts in. But we'll see how far it goes. I also got new O2 sensors so that I can wreck the old ones to get them out, so I can put in some O2 sensor spacers to hopefully get the check engine light to go off too. Well, Avalanche is in the garage. I think it would fit in the entire way if I didn't have all this crap in here. But I wouldn't be able to jack it up at all if I did. It like will just miss. This is the lowest point, and it will like possibly scrape that on the roof rack. But got it all jacked up on the side I need to work on, and we'll head under there and check it out. Oh yeah, there's our noise problem right there. See what I think needs to happen, because I think this is too far this way. So what I think I need to do is I need to cut that brace that I made that connects the two, so it allows this to go over. And then I think I also need to cut it here somewhere where it's easy to weld up the whole thing. And then bolt this all up nice and tight on this side and re-weld it all, so it's got a nice shape to it. Let's check the other side. Oh, where'd all the bolts go on that side? I have put lock nuts, I have put Loctite. I don't know why all the bolts are falling out. There's not a single one on this side, and there's only one on this side. Wow, that's kind of a piss off. Okay. And here's everything today. Got the header gaskets, the collector gaskets, super thick ones. Yeah. Hopefully that will take out some of the leak if I don't fix it with cutting and welding. We got our O2 sensors, and we got our O2 sensor extensions, which go on here. And basically, I don't know if these actually work or not. I've never done them. But basically what it is these are the rear sensors. And because the exhaust normally goes through the cat, and then there's less exhaust and crap and stuff going past the rear O2 sensor, it reads it's normal. But without the cat, you're getting 100% exhaust through all the deposits, everything, and it's going past, and the O2 sensor is reading that. So what this is this is an extender, so as the exhaust is passing by, only some goes in here and reads to these, so they are reading that there's less, if that makes sense. Well, we got this side out, and now this side's out. I was able to pull the other side down and check, and yeah, there's absolutely no gasket in that side. And be careful where you're cutting with a Sawzall. I knew it was close to it, but I didn't realize I was going to hit it. I nicked a fuel line and had to fix that. That was a pain. The fuel line's still laying around the ground. I had to replace that chunk because I nicked it. Yeah, now we're going to try to get this O2 sensor out so we can put the spacer in it. And I don't think I'm going to try to fix the header bolts. The header is pretty solid in there, and I don't think the gasket's blown out from that. So I don't think I'm going to try to replace those gaskets today. I'm just going to do these ones, especially since kind of running out of time now because of the fuel line incident. That took a while to fix. So yeah, what I'm going to do is I'll try to get that O2 sensor out. I'll try to get the other O2 sensor out. Put the spacers in those. Bolt these back in with the proper gaskets and new hardware. And then weld that back together. So passenger side's all done. Got the extension in. The new one. The reason I got new ones, it didn't necessarily need them. Just they were so rusted in that I had a hell of a time getting them out. And I couldn't get them out before, even with my my socket form. It was too much pressure on it. It was actually spreading it apart. So what I had to do was cut them and then use a regular 22 mil socket on there to break it free, and then I was able to put new ones in. So there was nothing wrong with those ones, just I couldn't get them out to do this, which is why I haven't done it in so long. That's why, yeah, excuse me, that was horrible English. That's why it took me so long to do it, because I had to save up for the O2 sensors. I got lock nuts, and they're all double nutted, super thick gasket. And a little trick I found, I'm just trying to look for it right now. What did I do with it? Is it over here? Oh. Little trick to get around here. This guy, distributor wrench. I know some of you LS guys and whatnot, what's a distributor wrench? Distributor, what's that? But these come in 9/16 and 1/2 inch, and these are 3/8 bolts, which have a 9/16 head. And it just hooks in nicely like that, and then you can tighten it from the bottom, and this will spin around and hit here, and you can tighten it. This one, because it's right where the O2 sensor is, and lots of room up here, I was able to put a regular wrench and then was able to tighten it down with this one. But then way up in there, I was able to get this around and hook it on, and then put a socket from the bottom. So it made life way easier than last time when I did this. But I put the bolts from the top this time so the bolts don't fall out, and if we do lose stuff, it'll just be the nuts and I can put more on. I didn't put Loctite. I can't find my Loctite. I'll have to go get more at some point. But I think the double nut and the lock washer should hold. If not, I'm ready to like tack weld on the bottom of these. Now this side is all bolted in, and let's just check this out. Yeah, that's definitely why it kept pulling and breaking gaskets, because it wanted to be like that, which is a lot of pressure, which I don't know if you can see in the camera, but it pulls this that way, and it kept blowing it and leaking right here. So the up and down isn't too bad. What I might be able to do is cut my other brace off back here, because I cut this one. I might be able to cut that one, kind of force it over. Or I might be able to just, yeah, I think if I cut that one and push it up, because that will allow it to flex over there. Sorry for all the whole horrible camera miss. But yeah, I'll be able to flex over there, and then we can weld this up like that. A few gaps to fill, that's not too bad. Or I'm debating if I want to cut it further down here. Not all the way through, but like 3/4 of the way through, and then be able to bend it down, maybe twist it a little bit. That might be the better way. More welding and more trying to weld on the top here, but that might be better. I ended up cutting all the way through just so I could just get this aligned. So it might be a little tricky because the torsion bars here and the drive shafts here to get the top, but I've done worse, and like here shouldn't be too bad. There's a bit of a gap up there. Let's see if we can get the phone up there. Nope, can't really see. Oh, maybe, yeah, there's a gap up there, but I can see most of it. So, like, I can see around. If I come back around this side, I can still see my finger. So, I should be able to get all of that. And then this should hopefully run so much better. But now it's just time to weld it all up. All welded up. Looks okay. Looks better than the last one. Except on the top of these, they probably look horrible. This one is absolutely horrible. I've been having a hell of a time. Turns out this one was easier. This one's harder. I can see more, but to get actually up there with the welder is hard. So yeah, there's just a big glob on the top, and it's still probably gonna leak. Well, time to see how she sounds. So much better. I hear a little bit of ticking. Well, that's probably up here. Yeah, that's up there. Oh. So I totally forgot to put the O2 sensor in. So that's what that weird sound was. So we'll put that in, and then we'll fire it up again. That sounds better. So the front weld I did doesn't leak. The back one right on the top, there's still a pretty good leak. I might go see if the wife has a mirror or something that I can use. I did that before in a previous episode. I think the one where I welded the first exhaust on this, maybe like episode 34 or something, like way long ago. I used a mirror. So yeah, I might try to use a mirror again, or I might just keep adding tons of crap to it and see. Whee! I didn't know how that was gonna go. I was far too lazy to jack it up off of that. Well, a quick test drive around the block was a success. She sounded nice and sexy. Now I just gotta clean up the garage, and then at some point I'll try to get some video clips of how it actually sounds. So I never even did that the last time. Yeah, try to get some nice video clips.